Now, what you'll notice here on the table side is we have our series of states. So remember I was talking about the on states from the photo gate, a series of ones here in the state, that is the on state. We also have timestamps for those states, so that's the time that that state occurred. And then we have the distance here, and we remember the distance between the on states on the picket fence is 0.01 of a metre, or 1 centimetre. So here we have all the data we need. We have the time that the on states occurred, we have the distance, we can calculate the velocity at the first photo gate from this data, and the second photo gate, this data. Okay, so we can export that data by just going to File, Export As, and CSV. Now it'll ask you to save on the desktop, that's great. Give it some title like My Data, or My Data 2, and save. It's as simple as that. You now have your data and you can analyze that. So minimize the program and go to My Data 2. Just click on the desktop there and your data will open. Okay, so now you have all of your data there in Excel to manipulate and calculate the velocities. So you look at your gate states, so 1, and the time that it's occurred at. Now what we can do is we can calculate then over here in a column, we can just say equals the second gate state minus the first gate state, and that gives us the time taken to traverse that distance of 1 centimetre. So now if I take that and I press Control and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then just press Control D. It will now copy down all of the intervals here, the time intervals here, for each one of these gate on states. So now we have the time, we have the distance, we should be able to calculate the velocity. You can go to our section on how to draw a graph, and you can draw that graph. Okay, so we now have the velocity. You've calculated the velocity at this point and at this point using Excel. You've also calculated the uncertainty, and you'll do that from the equations in your notes. So we should be able to say something now about the friction in the track. So if you calculated your velocity to be 5 meters per second here, 4 meters per second here, and your uncertainty to be 2 meters per second, we can't say anything about the friction because within error, these values are the same. Now, if you had calculated 5 meters per second here, 3 meters per second here, with a 1 meter per second uncertainty, then you can say that the cart has slowed down on the track. So you can see now it's important that you know the uncertainty of your experiment to make judgments about how its outcome has progressed.